Hi, everybody. So, I decided to set up this channel so that I could practice just talking, coming up with shit in my head and letting it go. And to start, for my first video, I thought I should address some retarded person called Steve Shives. Everybody knows I don't like Steve, but recently he did something that I really consider just dishonest. And I'm not really sure what narrative he's trying to sell. The other day, he put out a video called "To Two Anti SJWs Finally Turning on Trump." Let's see what he has to say. Oops, I guess I forgot to send my audio to the stream. Look at that shit.
You all, the weirdest thing has been happening this week. People who previously were big supporters of Donald Trump, people who almost certainly voted for him themselves and who definitely told other people to vote for him, are starting to turn against him. Why? Because he's starting to threaten their own personal interests.
So I only know of one or two YouTubers who came out and said fuck Trump. And the funny thing is, they were never pro Trump. But let's see.
Well, isn't that just terrible?
No, it's not. And you're an idiot. But that's what we expect of you, Steve.
The first such case that got a lot of public attention was that of Caitlyn Jenner, who was a Trump supporter during the campaign and up until a few days ago, as far as anyone knew. But then, when Trump's administration announced that it was going to be rolling back Obama-era protections for trans folks, all of a sudden, Caitlyn Jenner came out and said, "This is just a terrible disappointment. I don't believe that Donald Trump would do this. He promised me that he would be a supporter for transgender rights and equality. This is just a terrible disappointment. Hey, President Trump, call me. Tell me what's going on."
So I don't know what Obama era protections you're talking about. Obama, as far as I can recall, didn't actually put anything into law having to do with transgenders. I do remember seeing the other day that Trump was going to get rid of the guidelines that said that it would be nice for schools to allow children who who identify as another sex to enter the bathroom of the sex they identify with. But that's it. There wasn't a protection, it was a guideline. So, one, you're selling your narrative, and two, Caitlyn Jenner's selling her narrative. And FYI, when Caitlyn Jenner was in high school, Caitlyn Jenner was Bruce Jenner, and he had no problem going to the boys' bathroom because he didn't identify as a woman at that point.
I can't believe this. I was just so sure that Donald Trump was going to be a fearless, tireless champion of the rights of trans people.
Nobody in their fucking right mind thought that was going to happen, Steve. Drama queen much?
I don't understand this. Is this the same Donald Trump? Are you sure it's the same Donald Trump we're talking about? How fucking willfully oblivious do you have to be surprised by this? And how selfish do you have to have that be the last straw? That's the bit where you finally say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't support this Trump thing anymore." If he's going to start threatening people like me, well, then I just can't support that.
Everybody else, all the other politicians attack people like me. I'm middle class. I'm firmly middle class. And my wife told me the other day she saw a man in Walmart who was bragging that he worked January, February, and March, made just enough money to get as much back on his tax returns and able to get child income tax credits and earned income tax credits, he quit working in March so he could get $8,000+ back for taxes. That's who pays for that? The rich? Not really, because all the politicians protect them. And then you've got the middle class. You've got me, who have to pay for all this shit. I had to pay for somebody to not work or work just so they made enough money to get as much back as possible. Okay, the Republicans are going to do what they do, and the Democrats are going to do what they do, and guess who gets screwed? The middle class. The middle class is always going to get screwed. So shut your fucking smirky mouth.
There was another instance that happened just recently from a fellow YouTuber of mine, unfortunately, a professional shithead, a professional cyberbully, someone who is a racist and a misogynist and a rape apologist and just generally a huge, gigantic, intolerant, obnoxious piece of shit who told people to vote for Trump, who told people to say, yeah, vote for Trump, burn the system, fuck the system, vote Trump, fuck Hillary, let's send a message.
Who is it? Who is it? I know who it is. I knew who it was the moment you started. But do you not have the balls to say who it is?
You know, and for the first month or so of Trump's administration, as he has gone out of his way to fuck immigrants and fuck refugees, and he has made repeated statements that have been dismissive or derogatory toward black folks. He has a whole history of racism. He has a whole history of sexism and misogyny. He has a whole history of rape apologetics. He has an entire public history going back 40 years of being a huge fucking intolerant, ignorant, self-aggrandizing asshole. None of that was enough.
Are you projecting? Are you describing you, or are you describing Trump? I'm kind of confused at this moment.
To turn these anti-SJW YouTube shitheads against Trump. They were all for him up until the point when this week his administration said they were going to start cracking down on recreational marijuana use. Uh-oh, he's fucking with my buzz. Fuck Trump. If he's going to start fucking with my buzz, well then to hell with Trump. Let's throw Molotov cocktails. Let's riot in the streets. If he's going to fuck with my buzz, then I'm sorry. I'm off. I can't support Trump after that. The moment that he starts to threaten to inconvenience them, all of a sudden it's, oh, this is intolerable. This is tyranny. We have to fight this. When he's fucking...
You insincere fucking asshole. First, for anyone who doesn't know, he's talking about T.J. Kirk, the amazing atheist. He doesn't even have the balls to call him out. And he obviously is going to talk about him, but doesn't have the balls to say, hey, I'm talking about T.J. Secondly, I'm sure he watched the video, and if he didn't, he's got no reason to be fucking talking. But TJ didn't. Yes, TJ did say, fuck Trump. And marijuana had something to do with it. But that wasn't TJ's argument. And I don't know how disingenuous a person can be, or how much of a liar a person can be for Steve Shives. I mean, Steve Shives is the one I'm talking about. He's just disingenuous and he's a fucking liar. Yes, the subject of marijuana is why TJ made his video. But the rationale wasn't, oh, he's taking my bud from me. TJ's rationale was, when it comes to all of these things that the Republican Party supports, Trump said, the states should choose. The states should figure it out. It should be the state's choice. But when it came to marijuana, Trump said, district attorney, or not district attorney, but attorney general prosecute federal laws, including the marijuana laws. You're a fucking asshole, Steve. You are a fucking asshole. TJ's argument was, if you're going to say states' rights for certain things, you should say state rights for most things. You shouldn't pick and choose. And yes, he did say he was pissed off at Trump. But you know what? He was never a Trump supporter. Just like the rest of us. Well, not all of us, but the greater majority of us, none of us were Trump supporters. We were all anti-Hillary, which obviously you weren't. But what the fuck, Steve? And you know that. You've seen his videos. You know that he wasn't pro-Trump. He was just anti-Clinton. And the only way to ensure that Clinton didn't get into the White House was to vote for Trump.
Other people, oh, hey, he's just triggering snowflakes. He's just triggering these precious little snowflakes by threatening to revoke their health care or their ability to live and exist freely in public spaces or their basic fundamental civil rights, right? When he's doing that to people other than us, well, he's just triggering snowflakes. These SJWs, they're so thin-skinned, they're so weak. He's just, fuck the system, right? Burn the system. But as soon as the fire from that burning system starts to get a little too close for comfort, all of a sudden, oh, we can't support this. This is outrageous. Fuck you.
No, Steve. Fuck you. You lying piece of shit coward. Fuck you.
That is my message to all of these people, these Johnny-come-latelys, who are all of a sudden realizing that maybe Trump isn't such a great guy, and maybe Trump should be protested and resisted because now he's starting to threaten their shit. Fuck you forever. Go to hell. You were completely indifferent to the suffering and the marginalization and the mistreatment and the denigration of your fellow Americans when it was on the basis of their gender identity or their sexuality or their race or their country of origin or their religion. As long as it wasn't a group that you were a part of or that you identified with, you were fine with it. In fact, you probably joined in. You probably were a cheerleader and a ringleader and an instigator of this sort of thing. And you would lead abuse against other people who stood against Trump for that stuff. But now that he's coming a little close to your shit, oh, all of a sudden, no, we've got to fight this. We've got to protest. All of a sudden, now you're fucking Paul Revere. Fuck you. Fuck you, you selfish piece of shit. So many people.
Steve, I don't know how to say this. I really don't. And I'm looking at TJ's site right now, and he hasn't responded to you. And I don't need to defend TJ Kurt. The Amazing Atheist can defend himself just fine. But you are seriously one of the most horrendous assholes. Fuck the fact you're a fucking social justice warrior. You are one of the most horrendous assholes I think I have ever fucking seen.
People who are in this boat now, so many people who are in this group who were so pro-Trump during the election and for the first few weeks of his administration, and now they're starting to come around. These are the same assholes who like to call themselves rational.
We are rational, and nobody was pro-Trump. Nobody. Everybody was anti-Clinton, and you know that.
We're the rationals. We're the skeptics, right?
Well, you're not, for fucking sure.
The ones who are smart. We don't care about feelings. We only care about facts and logic and rational arguments, right? I submit that you deserve to have your rational card revoked when every fucking position you voice is from the perspective of the universe revolves around me. Because the universe revolves around me is not a rational statement. whether you say it explicitly or you imply it through the things you choose to talk about, the things you choose to say, and the things you choose not to say. The things you get all up in arms over, and the things you're happy to ignore or to belittle people and mock people over. Oh, what's that? He's gonna crack down on pot enforcement? Fuck him. No, man, fuck you. Fuck every last goddamn one of you, you selfish, self-centered, narcissistic, hypocritical pieces of shit. Go to hell. If you didn't care when Trump was fucking other people, but now all of a sudden you're pissed at him because you think he's about to fuck you, how about you save him the trouble and go fuck yourself?
So, this is Steve. I, I don't, I can't even make an argument here because he's making no sense. Either he just saw the title of the Amazing Atheist video, Will Trump Continue War on Weed? Or he watched the video and is intentionally misrepresenting what the Amazing Atheist said. Fuck you, Steve. Fuck you. And while we're at it, let's take a look at Steve's new channel trailer. I don't even know when he put this out. But I just thought it was funny. And I'm gonna try to show you guys. Let's see if I can get this to work properly. I probably can't because of the way my audio is set up. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it. But I want to show anyone who hasn't really visited Steve Chive's channel the shit that he really does. Here's a video here where Steve is just laughing about Milo Yiannopoulos losing his book deal with Simon and Schuster. What kind of shit? He's laughing. He's happy that someone who has a different opinion than him is losing something. Here's an here's an anti-Trump video. Trump. Fucking Trump. Like, he just can't get over the fact that the person he backed didn't win. And he hates the fact that somebody else did something, somebody else has a different opinion. And you know what? Even though none of this fucking happened, he moderates all of his shit. But you know what? I'm going to show everybody me telling Steve fucking Shives what I think. Steve, you're a coward. Everyone knows that you were talking about Look, I can't spell theist. I can spell atheist, I just can't spell theist. What the fuck? And I did that knowing good and damn well the world will never see it, but at least he will. So that's going to be my stream for today. I hope somebody enjoys it. I'm trying to get myself better at just talking and letting a lot less uhs, right? And a lot less dead time. So I set this channel up just for that. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, or I hope you guys do enjoy it. If you do see it, there's a card here for my main channel, and then on my main channel, I'm going to link to this so that people can see it. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful night. Let me know what you think. Should I do more of well, I'm going to do more of this. I'm also going to read you my scientific articles that I like. I may do some of my favorite non-controversial YouTube channels. Or, yeah, I may do some videos from some of my non-controversial channels that I like to watch. Anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful night. I'm Guyver Yoda, and I've got a new video coming out tomorrow. So, y'all have a good night.